Hiya, and thank you so much for taking the time to actually watch my video. This video is going to be of help to you if you're looking to move forward in your life and obviously improve your situation, your lifestyle. And if you've seen my other videos, you'll know it's something that I myself am constantly trying to, if you like, achieve more. Um, I'm going to talk about the reasons why I believe some people succeed and some people fail. And I have done a lot of research on this, and I've also looked at my own life, different decisions that I've made and or not taken, and obviously the consequences that have happened as a result of me not taking an action. I think it's fair to say that you definitely make your own luck in life. I know that some people they're handed life, if you like, on a silver spoon. They might inherit money, they might have family that is obviously wealthy. So in some cases, a lot of their problems are taken away. But that's beyond your control. You are born into whatever you're born into. I'm going to talk about the main difference that I believe why some people stand still and others people seem to excel and seem to just do more and achieve more. And it's basically because they have got a plan. Yeah, now you might have seen other videos which obviously talk about similar things, and um, I myself have watched these videos, but you've got to give them you've got to give them credit because what they're saying, these like what I call high up people that are talking at a high level, if you like, motivational speakers. You've got to be truthful with yourself and say to yourself, why are these people leading these fantastic lives? There's a guy, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, these motivational people that seem to have fantastic lives. Um, it's no good being envious of them and obviously saying that only that person can achieve that. You've got to look at how they've achieved it. Yeah, and there's one word that's made them. I know, especially with Tony Robbins, is that he has managed to create massive desire in his life. He has chosen to succeed, and this really is the fundamental way that you improve. You've got to make a conscious decision when you get up every day to do better. If you just get up and like some people do, they get up and they just drag themselves to work, they drag themselves home, and they don't do anything with their day, they don't try and improve. Well, I'm afraid it's your own fault. Your situation is never ever going to change. So what I've been doing is obviously following other people on YouTube, people who know a lot more than me, much more than what I do about personal development, and I'm taking my inspiration from them. I'm looking at the great lives they're leading, and I'm looking at how they started, what they were doing when they first started. Um, you don't don't look at a person if you know someone, or like in your family, or you know someone like a friend, and like they might have a business and their life could be going well. Um, it's worth talking to these people because that person might tell you that their life wasn't always like that. That they started off, they might have had when they were young, they might have had a lot of hardship in their family. It might be that they were all they had was like a single parent, and they struggled. Yeah, and you have to tell yourself that if that person can achieve and obviously do well, then so can you. We are totally, totally and utterly in control of our own destiny. Yeah, I've got two children, and I do worry about them, and I say to my children, sometimes they'll listen, sometimes they won't. It's fair to say that my son listens more to me than what my daughter does, but I say to them, you can do anything that you choose to do if you want to go, if you've got a specific area of like work that you'd like to go forward in, then you can do it. There's nothing stopping you. Yeah, you have only to believe in yourself and embark on that journey and break. And obviously, if you've seen other videos, they talk about, breaking your goal into smaller goals because I mentioned in another one of my videos, I do believe that some people, when they listen to these people who talk about setting goals and about achieving these massive results, I often believe, and I've done it myself, is that sometimes these people are setting your bar too high for you, and you're trying to achieve something which is difficult. And the trouble with that is, if you can't achieve that goal, then sometimes you start, if you're like me, I start digging myself out over it. I start questioning why I didn't do it, and that's really the wrong way to go. You've got to. I watched a video the other day, and this chap was talking about, um, breaking it down into, obviously building a plan of where you want to be, but to not expect to get there overnight. Yeah, it might be, if I talk about, I think you need to realise before I start talking about finances that for me, personal development is not all just about money. A lot of the people that I see on YouTube who talk about personal development, it always seems to steer that way. I kind of understand why, because your financial situation affects so many other things in your life that obviously it's an important subject. But suffice to say, to me, it ain't the most important thing, but it is something that you have to really consider and work hard at. Now, let's take, for example, finances. Yeah, it's most people earn a set amount of money. It might be if you're in the United Kingdom, where I live, it might be that you're on, I don't know, your wage, perhaps you're self-employed. You might be a self-employed builder, plumber, for example. You might be on 35,000, 40,000 pound a year, which is not fantastic money, but which is not bad money. But the trouble is, I think if you're earning 30 grand or 40 grand a year, people try and put it in their mind that they want to earn £100,000 a year, or they want to become, they want to become a millionaire. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, especially if you're solely dependent on you. Because if you're exchanging your time for money, well, you've only got so many hours in the day. So you ain't going to be able to earn that amount of money. Yeah, there's obviously other things you can do to earn more money. Obviously, investing in things, but you need to be. I think you need to be realistic with yourself when you're looking at your financial goals or any goals that you set yourself. But what I'm talking about here is set yourself an achievable goal. If you want to earn £50,000 a year, break it down um, to weekly to monthly. If you want to earn £50,000 a year, you've got to earn £1,000 a week. Yeah. So be realistic with what you're achieving now and raise the bar slightly higher. Because I honestly believe that a lot of people, and I know this for a fact, I've done it myself. If you set the bar too high and you don't reach your goal, then you start digging yourself out. You start negging yourself out because something hasn't gone your way. Far better to set the bar lower and to reach your goal and feel that satisfaction of achieving that goal and then raising the bar slightly higher next month. Because the feel good factor, you've got to remember we're human beings, and our mind, our 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 mind, our motivation, our inspiration, the way we feel, how we feel physically, mentally, it's all controlled by our mind. But we need to, as educated people, if you like, learn to look for the things that are triggering the negative things in our mind. Yeah? Yeah, you've got to try and take these things out of the equation. Yeah, so this video really is just about trying to make you think differently and trying to make you believe that you can succeed, but that you need to take small steps. You know, that's if there's anything I can look at my life now, it's all about it's about taking little steps. You know, if you're climbing a mountain and you try and climb it in one day, you're going to struggle. But you break it down. You break it down over, weeks, months, or however long it takes, depending on what mountain you're climbing. Yeah, it becomes easier because you're allowing yourself to adapt to the situation that you're in. You know, I watched a program recently where like they're climbing this mountain and they're having to take breaks because they're getting used to the obviously the air's getting thinner as they're going up the mountain, and obviously it's knowledge, but it's the same thing with anything really in life. If you go into a situation, it's very easy to rush forward and make a mistake. The clever person will stand back. They will weigh up what's on the table, what options are available to them. They'll do research and then they'll move forward slowly. They'll test the water. If it works, then they'll put a bit more money in. If it works a bit more, then they'll put a bit more money in. This is how people build massive businesses and big lives, and it's something which I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to build obviously multiple businesses and trying to move, work for multiple people and get multiple incomes. But it takes time. It's so easy to try and do everything at once that perhaps sometimes you end up um, jumping around too much. I know my wife was critical of me years ago when she used to say to me, sometimes you're trying to do too many things. You're trying to be, you're doing this and then you're doing that. And I think if you jump around too much, you're not becoming the best you can be at what it is you're most good at. And that's what I'm doing now. I know if you've seen my other videos, you'll know that I do marketing, I do canvassing, I get business leads, and that's what I'm doing now. Everything else that I do is kind of now is like second place. It's second place in my goal. I'm looking now at where I generate leads. I'm looking now at other ways of still generating leads, but in different ways. And that's what I'm doing. That's my goal. But you need to have that goal. You need to have it written in. You need to have it. Up on the wall. You need to write it down. What I do. I've got a list. I've got a pad, and I write it in my pad. Things that I want to do the next day. People I want to talk to, and you've got to have a plan. But back to what this video is about. The fundamental difference between the people who succeed and the people who just seem to plod along. It's exactly that. It's because they're choosing. They're choosing to plod. They're choosing just to, if you like, exist. I'm not having a go at people who are on the social, on the social security, but a lot of these people that are in that situation, they're, I ain't saying they've chosen it. That would be unfair because, like I say, different people are born into different circumstances. But as you get older and you become an adult, and you're 20, or you've still got to take some responsibility for your outcome. And if your outcome is not what you want it to be, then you've got to take action. Yeah, all success. The difference I go on about Tony Robbins. I watch a lot of his videos. He does motivate me. Um, he he talks about his day, about how he gets up and how he even prepares for his day. How goes in a plunge pool, and then he has a cold thing, and then he meditates, and then he'll exercise. He's doing this before he even starts work. But you've got to ask yourself, why? Why is that man doing that? It's because it's him doing that. it's building his mindset. Yeah, you haven't got to go to one of his conferences to listen to Tony Robbins. You can get motivated just by listening to him on YouTube. And like the geezer's inspiring, absolutely inspiring. He talks about his life and about how how he wants, how he basically, he wants to achieve. Well, he already has. He's already achieved massive success, but he didn't start out that way. Yeah, he didn't start out that way, right? And this is what we need to, if you like, appreciate that. It doesn't matter how old you are. I'm making this video now. I'm 52 years old. I'm semi-successful. I've got a nice house. I haven't got a massive amount of disposable money, but I've got, quite a good quality of life. But who knows? Who knows what the future will bring? Yeah. I don't believe. I ain't saying that in my mind now that I'll ever be a millionaire. But you don't know if you're putting things in motion that if you're putting building blocks in motion that things that are going to bring in, if you like, multiple incomes, then who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? It's purely in the ball's in your court. Yeah, I mean, I got in lead generation years ago, and I've always been looking at ways of building more leads and obviously earning more money. And I didn't realise I watch a lot of YouTube, and I was watching a video the other day, um, all about lead generation because I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to improve. And there's a company out in America. They made, I think they said it was $235 million last year, generating leads for multiple businesses. And all they do is build websites and launch pages and capture information and then sell those leads. It's not rocket science. If you think about it, it ain't rocket science. The difference is that that company have done it. They've decided to take that route. Yeah, and that's what I'm looking at now. If I mentioned the other day, I'm learning HTML. I'm trying to learn web design, so I can actually do the same thing, build my own capture pages, because it's the way forward. Yeah. Now you can either, it might be that you're involved in something else. It might be that I don't know. It might be that you do cooking, or it might be that you're a paint and decorator, or whatever it is. Just look. The idea of this video is to make you look and be critical. That is the word. Look at your circumstances and be totally critical of what you do, how well you're doing, and what you know you could be doing to do better. That's it. There ain't no secret sauce. There ain't no like get rich quick. There's things that you can do, fundamental things you can do in your life, yeah, that will improve your situation. Yeah. If I look at my situation, if I digress a little bit, but look at my situation now, what can I do to earn more money? I generate leads for businesses. What can I physically do to earn more money? Well, I could work for longer hours. I could do that. I could work more hours canvassing, generating leads, and perhaps outsource some of the jobs that are taking up my time where I'm not actually earning physical money because I'm not talking to the people. It might be that I can employ somebody, build a team where I get people generating leads for me and I give them a percentage. Yeah, you see where I'm coming from? And that's just my business. There's loads of ways that any business can improve, right? And one thing that I'll just touch on from something I learned years ago, and when I first started selling windows, and that was my old governor Jay. He said to me, "What have you been doing today?" And I'd been out and I'd been out and leafleted and done the whole of this big long road. It took me about 2 hours. I delivered about 500 leaflets. I'd been out literally all morning, putting them through, and when he asked me what I was doing and where I'd been and that, and I told him, and he went to me, What are you doing that for? He said, you're a salesman. He said, you're a closer. He said, you're not a leaflet. You're not a leafleter. He said, why would you have done that? He said, you're not working smarter. He said, you're hard working. He said, but you're not working smart. He said, you are the one that walks through the door and does the sale. He said, you ain't the one that goes and gets the leads. That's what canvassers are for. This was when I was doing selling and not canvassing. And he said to me, I remember the one thing that stuck in my mind with Jay, my old governor, he said to me, you've got to think smart. Think smart. Yeah? Don't work harder, work smarter. So I've digressed a bit on this video, but I'm going to end it just quickly. Look at what you're doing and look how you can make it easier. What can you do to make your work easier? It might be your back office work. What can you do to take some of that pressure away? It might be that you're doing estimates that's tying you up. Well, can you get someone to do that for you and pay them so you've actually got more time to do your job? You know, when you're at work and you keep answering the phone, is that taking you away from doing what you're doing? If it is, can you get a call centre to answer your phone, to take your calls, yeah? So you can then get back to the people later in the day when you're at home, yeah? It's all about working smarter, yeah? It's all about looking at the ways that you can actually um, move forward, but move forward in a professional and clever manner. Because so many people, like I say, I did it when I was young. You're rushing around. You're a busy bee. You're a busy bee, but you don't want to be the busy bee. You want to be the queen bee. You want to have the bees working for you. And that's the mistake that I've made. I've made that mistake for years, and it's something that I'm trying to, as I now build my lead generation business. It's something that I'm now taking on board more. That me myself, I can earn more money if I can find other people like me to work for me. And you just pay them less money. You pay them so much a lead, but I pay them less, and I take in Windows they used to call it an override. If you had 10 people getting leads for you, and you know the company would pay me for the lead, and they would pay the canvassers for the lead, but they would also pay me an override, a commission on all my canvassers as well. And that's the way you got. That's how you got to start thinking. That's how you got to start thinking, and it's the way I'm thinking now. Yeah. I hope this has helped you. I hope it's given you a little bit of inspiration. And if you have got like a small business, or if you're like me, you're self-employed and you're comfortable, but you want more, because that's what it's all about. No one wants to go and work for nothing. You want more. You know, please watch some of my other videos, because all my videos are aimed at helping people in some way, shape or form. You won't get no negativity on any of my videos. They're all about helping what I call little people like me. You know, the self-employed, the guy that, you know, what 90% of this country runs on. That's working class people who are trying to do well for their family. If you're interested in succeeding and heading in the same direction that I'm trying to head in, please subscribe to my video. And if you did watch to the end, this video has been going for 23 minutes and 51 seconds. I really appreciate your viewing. You're obviously a very patient person, and you're obviously, you know, you're like me. You obviously want to try and achieve something in your life. Because if you've got family, if you're like me, you've got family and you've got debts and you've got your mortgage and all these other things, improving and getting better and doing more, doing well, it ain't just going to improve your life. It's going to improve your family's life, and it's going to make your overall situation happier. Yeah. So why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you try and achieve more? Yeah. You've taken the first step. You're, like I say, you're watching this video, so you're obviously looking. You know, you're obviously heading in the right direction. What we both need to do now, and what I try and do daily, is instigate and to take massive action. take massive, massive action. Yeah, and what you need to remember, which I think a lot of people don't always realise, is that something you do today, you might not, especially in my job, I can do something today and I won't necessarily benefit from it right away, but you could benefit from it down the line. Yeah, it could be something you've done someone a favour. It's something you've helped someone. Yeah, you've helped someone do something. People remember things. So if you're involved in business, um, this is a good way to be. Don't always look at what that person's paying you. Obviously, that is something you need to consider. But look at that customer as a valued customer and do everything you can to make that person like you. Yeah. My guy, who I get leads for, Jason. He says to me, because I talk to people in the street and I get business leads. Every time he speaks to me, he says to me that the people who are who you met in the street, they really thought a lot of you. They really, you get the way, obviously the way you're coming across, and that's obviously a lot to do with my character. But that's because whenever I start talking to people in the street, I make time for them. I make time for them, and it ain't me being false. That's the way I am. It's the way I come across. I make time for them. And sometimes you might stand there talking to a person 4 or 5, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, and the old girl walks off, and she's not really. You explain what it is you're offering, and they might, oh, I'm going to leave it, I never pressure them. I say that's all right, love. Thanks anyway. I'll just give you a brochure. But you've got to be that way. You haven't always got to be on the hunt, because these little pieces of you, which these people see, these little snippets of your character, that is embedded in these people's mind. And the next time they want something, in my case, it's usually double glazing, building, landscaping, plastering, whatever it will be, they'll come up and say, "Oh, that guy that who does plastering," and I say to them, "Oh, yeah, I've got his number. Can I take your details?" And I write the name and number down. And that's only come about because of how you've given that person time, perhaps at some time in the past. So you need to remember, especially if you're in business, don't always expect to be rewarded today. It might be that you're rewarded further down the line. It might be that you're not rewarded. But if you act professional, if you come across genuine, if you give people time, you've done all you can do. My dad used to say to me years ago, I'm going to end this video very soon, and if it goes off, I apologise, it's because I'm running out of memory. But my dad used to say to me, sometimes I used to say, "Dad, I've done this and I'm not sure." And my dad used to say to me, Colin, did you do your best?" I said, "Well, yeah, Dad, I done that." And I said, I've done. He said, "As long as you've done what you could do to the best of your ability, and you couldn't do no more," he said, I'm proud of you. You've done what you're supposed to do. Yeah. But if you've tried to mug someone off, or you've not done a job properly, or you've left someone in a predicament, that ain't the way to be. This will haunt you. This will come back one day and haunt you. Yeah, you've got to have time for people. You've got to be courteous to people. You've got to appreciate people's situations. You've got to be empathetic to whatever it is they're talking about, and you've got to be interested. Yeah, that last one, you've got to be interested. Sometimes, like me, I talk to people when they go on about something, and I'm not perhaps over interested in what they're talking about. But I'll never be rude, because at the back of my mind, I'll always be thinking, this person, she could be the next person that I speak to that wants a conservatory, or wants a new roof, or wants her driveway done. If I've stood there talking to her for 5 minutes, she's going to think of me. Next time she walks past me, she's going to say, "Hello." And this is what you want. You need to inspire people. You need to be courteous to people, and just do all what you can do. And if you do this in life, if you make a physical effort to be polite and do all the things that you know a decent person would do, your life will only It will only ever improve. I'm going to end it there. I hope this has been of help to you, and I do appreciate you watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. And if you can, please also, I'd really appreciate it if you like my video. And I'm going to say it one more time. If you did watch to the end of this video, I do genuinely appreciate you taking the time and obviously making the effort to obviously listen to it. Thank you so much, and I do hope you subscribe, and I do hope you see another one of my videos. Thank you so much, and whatever it is you're trying to achieve, I hope you achieve it. Thanks.